Do you believe in aliens?
If you do or don't, stay tuned.
That's what this episode is going to be talking about today. Stay tuned, hold on to your seat. Here we go.
All right, today we're going to be talking about the belief in aliens or UFOs. What do you think, Marta? What do you think we do?
Well, I'll tell you what. You know that I've believed in them for a long time. I'm sorry, but I have. I just have always felt that, there's too much world here, above, below, out there, that we don't know about.
Yeah, I believe the same thing. There's just, for somebody to actually believe that we're the only species or living beings in this whole universe, it just kind of gets me that I can't believe that. I mean, they didn't put all these planets out there and only one is inhabitable.
And now the government is kind of admitting it. Do you think that the government is doing all this to deter us or whatever you call it? Sometimes I can't come up with the words that I want to say, but to keep us from paying attention to what they're doing and what's going on? Or are they finally, because something may happen, they're finally kind of saying, well, yeah, we're going to end, we do think there was something here and something there, and we don't know what it was. We're going to try and find out. What happened lately, right?
What?
Okay. And this is very recently in Las Vegas. There was a bright, fairly good size, it looked like white light that came down. Police got it. Police saw it. Matter of fact, some people from California, Utah, and of course Nevada saw it because this was close to Las Vegas, where a couple of people at least said they saw a large alien creature. Not the small little green man, but they were saying this was big. They thought, I don't know if it was 8 or 10 feet tall.
Yeah, you just never know, because it's not common that these things happen. I mean, yeah, you hear about reports all over the place about people seeing things being abducted and everything like that, but it's you never get proof. Even though they say they put them under and everything, they don't. You don't know if it's made up. You don't know because until you see it yourself, it's always hard to believe in something.
That's the problem. Is that some things, if you don't see it yourself, you don't believe it. And that's true of so many things. But with this, you have the possibility of all these people around the world saying that they've seen something, or that they've been abducted and experimented on. Well, for a fact that they used to experiment. Nazis experimented on people. Our own government has experimented on people.
Yep, you just never know unless it happens to you, I guess. And then a lot of people are afraid to say something because of the stigma of, oh my God, you're just making this up. So nobody wants to believe you.
Yeah.
And so it's hard for people to come forward. Then once they come forward, then people don't believe them anyway. So it's really tough. So, but you had an experience one time, didn't you, with seeing this orb or something?
Well, I'll tell you what. I thought I had proof of it on my camera too. But anyway, this was back when we lived in a small town, and it was really a pretty nice day, and I went outside because of the dogs, I believe, and I just kind of looked up, and I saw, and it was orange. It was orange. It didn't come out that way on the camera, but anyway, it was orange, and it wasn't going real fast. But it was, I couldn't tell what it was because it was not. It was not a plane. It was not a helicopter. Couldn't hear anything. All I saw was orange, but it went right over. But, I know why I went outside. Sorry, back up. As my husband says, don't tell a story in order. But anyway, I went outside. The dogs were outside. The electricity went off. No, just boom, electricity was off. And I thought, well, I don't think there's a storm coming, but I thought I'd go outside and look and see, well, why in the world? Well, anyway, and that's when I was looking up and I saw this thing going over. It came from the, which way were we facing?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Anyway, it went over, and then it got to a certain point, and it was gone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I have my camera or whatever, my phone? I ran inside and I got my phone because I looked over, and in the distance, back the way that one came, there was something else. And I got my phone, and I was trying to record it with the camera, and it didn't go as much over me as that one, but it moved a little bit. And what's really weird is my husband saw the video.
Yes, I saw the video on her phone.
And then it was gone.
And then the next day, she was going to say, I'm going to look at that video again, and we could not find it on the phone. It was gone.
Gone.
And
the lights.
The lights went on again after the thing passed.
After it disappeared and everything went by, boom, the lights just came back on. So I thought, okay, why would the electricity go off like it did when that thing was approaching? Why would the electricity come back on when it was poof gone? The other thing, it was silent. I don't know why I lost the darn video on it. But anyway, not that you could tell anything. You know how these videos are. That's the problem. And phones are probably notorious for that. You just don't see anything clearly to make anything out. And I don't know what it was. That's why it's unidentified. Did I report it? I can't remember.
I don't think so. We didn't.
I thought about it, but I didn't have any proof by that time.
And some people think it's you're seeing a meteor or you're seeing something like that. Well, no, this one came right over and then came back, and so we don't know what it was.
I think it was
she doesn't know. Yeah, and she doesn't know what it was, but it was like the orange orbs color,
Yes.
and that's what a lot of people see. So. Do we believe in aliens or flying saucers? Well, we think it's possible. That's all we can say is we think it's possible. And like we say, with all the planets and all the universes and everything, hey, who knows? Maybe one day it'll come out and they'll show a flying saucer or not, or aliens or whatever. Some people think they live underground. That's another theory.
Yeah, which we can talk more about that later. But I would just like to know what some of you think. And I really do not. We're Christians. So any of you who don't like that, we're sorry. But if we, want to profess that we're Christians, we will. Okay. And so... But because of that, some people may go, well, no, that can't be because God just... No, we don't know. We don't know what everything he has done.
And made.
And except for here and that. So I don't think it interferes with my faith to think or believe that there may be something else. And... we know that they don't necessarily have to look like us. He what do you call it? Made us in his image. But But what about all the various animals and things that live on this planet? I mean, they're all different. And so other beings could be different.
Well, you know, people
Maybe
say that
much more advanced, evidently, if we're coming here.
humans like us couldn't live on other planets.
Right.
But that doesn't mean like other beings can live in those planets because they adapt to the resources around them.
Yeah,
so
they're made differently,
they're made
maybe.
differently. So some of these planets that are really hot or really cold, that doesn't mean there's no beings there because they can adapt to that climate because they were created in that climate. So they adapt to that. Well, we can't see that, but it's tough to you can see a planet and you can see the surface, but it doesn't mean you can see things on that surface. So it takes a lot more exploration or under the surface. You never know where they are. And so that we're not saying that they exist, but we think there's a possibility.
Well, and what we would like to know is, we would like to know, one, has anyone had their own experience or something unusual that they've seen that they couldn't really explain, and you wonder whether it could have been a UFO?
Yeah, write us in comment in the comment section.
Yes.
Like we'd like to hear about that.
If you believe or you don't believe in aliens or ETs or whatever they may be called, let us know that, whether you do or you don't.
Right.
And why.
And
you can tell
hopefully-
us why.
Hopefully you'll subscribe and like the video or let us know in the comments. And we just ask you to be respectful because, like we said in our opening here, the views are our views. And you can have different views, and we respect people with different views. But
you might think we're crazy.
You might think we're crazy.
But
well, that's been said before. So.
But we'd like to hear from you. And then it's possible if we get some comments that we can discuss this again at some point in the future based on the comments that we received. Again, like my husband said, please, we won't respond to any profanity or really...
just be respectful in your comments. So that's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and you will like, share, tell your friends that Rick and Marta are back on YouTube, and we're just discussing things we like to discuss. So it's going to be a lot of different subjects. We hope you subscribe, like, share, comment. Thanks a lot. We'll see you down the road. Bye.
Bye.